Hi guys, it's Matt. I am a compulsive gambler in recovery and I am your mind and movement mentor here to help you. So in terms of recovery from addiction, I think it's important to acknowledge that you're going to get the most amount of growth in recovery from the things and from the part that you are avoiding the most. You get the biggest growth for the places that you don't want to go inside of yourself in the way you're avoiding. And when it comes to addiction, I think it's really important to acknowledge also that whatever behaviour it is that you are addicted to, if you're watching this channel, you're most likely trying to stop that behaviour. For myself, I'm a compulsive gambler, so it's gambling addiction for me. There is what's known as a secondary gain from that behaviour. I was introduced to this term from a hypnotherapist. And whatever behaviour it is that you are trying to stop, it is giving you something. It's giving you something that you want or feel that you need. So it's important to think about what that could potentially be. And in my opinion, you're only going to really do that if you go kind of inwards and you're a bit introspective and you think about where that's come from or how it does serve you, even though it feels strange in some ways to think about the addiction as a positive. In a certain way, it definitely will be. And it might be that quest to find that might help you eradicate the behaviour quicker or with more permanence. I think it did with me. I think for me, I realised when I started my recovery journey, which was also kind of a bit of a journey of self-discovery, that I had a lot of limiting beliefs around money and a money story that wasn't necessarily serving me. I think from my youth, I had a idea that money changed things for the better, for the mood that I was in. And I think that is logical in some ways, and probably everyone would feel that way to a degree. If they were to have a windfall, it certainly would be more of a good thing than a bad thing, like getting a pay rise at work or closing a big business deal or sale or something like that. But for me, it definitely felt like there was a distortion there that was related to earlier on in my childhood. So it will be different for you, it'll be different for everyone in their own kind of personal journey, but it's well worth thinking about what you think the addictive behaviour has given you. And that can be difficult because in some ways you've got to almost kind of think of it as multi-layered, because I could have easily thought that the gambling was just giving me some momentary excitement and some fun for an afternoon, which it very much wasn't as the addiction progressed. But on the surface layer, it would seem like that was all it was providing. Whereas actually being in that addictive state and being kind of consumed by that behaviour was a lot deeper than just kind of the momentary experience there and then. So I think there's a few ways you can do this. I think maybe using a journal is a really, really good way to do this, and maybe to kind of write down some of your thoughts, write down some of where you think that gambling or whatever addiction that you face, the positive things that does give to you. And then you can try to kind of from there investigate it a little bit further. I think once you have a bit more of an understanding around what that is doing for you, you can look to think, well, do I really need that? Can I get that from somewhere else? Can I get that from more of a healthy endeavour? Is there something else that gives me a better version of that? What I'm seeking there, is that actually going to give me it with any permanence, the addictive behaviour? Whereas if I want that freedom or whatever it is there's something else I can do that's probably going to give me a more sustainable, more wholesome, for want of a better word, version of that. And I just think it's so important to be introspective. So I like to write my thoughts down. I like to journal often in the evening before bed. I feel like can be a really good time to do that. So maybe some reflections on the day. But this is kind of like a activity in and of itself that you want to do, where you almost kind of want to write 2 columns down a sheet of paper. It would probably be very, very easy to come up with all of the destructive patterns and parts of the addiction. But you might have to think a bit more carefully about what it is that it is giving you, like I say, in that secondary gain. And even just the nature of kind of doing that exercise might help open a few doors where you can think slightly differently. And I think that will be really, really useful. So good exercise for you to do. That's all it is. That's all for today. Going to be back with you with another video very soon. Please share these videos with someone that you know that might be struggling or might find this kind of topic interesting, and support the channel in whichever way you can. And I'll catch you in the next video very soon.